This is the LeMieux Report for the week of April 6th. Topic 1. Balancing the budget. The 2009 legislative session is halfway over, and there are just 4 weeks left for lawmakers to meet their biggest challenge, determining how to reduce the budget by $6.1 billion. So far, both chambers have advocated spending $3 billion in stimulus dollars, but that's where the agreement ends. When it comes to the $1.5 billion that could be gained by a $1 per pack increase on cigarettes and revenues from Seminole Gaming, the Senate is so far saying yes, the House no. Bottom line, the Seminole Gaming Compact, federal stimulus dollars, changes to the class size amendment, and the tobacco tax all need to be seriously considered to fill the budget gap. If legislative leaders cannot figure it out in the next month, they will be back in a special session to pass a budget. Tech America recently ranked Florida the number 4 state in technology employment. In an effort to remain a top-tier technology state, the Florida Council of Graduate Deans wants to implement professional science master's degree programs in Florida. The degree is one of the fastest-growing postgraduate programs in the nation. It is already offered in 60 schools in 25 states and provides job seekers a better chance at employment. Bottom line, the stimulus package specifically included $15 million in funding for PSM degrees. Florida universities are right to capitalize on this niche by offering programs that build the expertise of graduates in an expanding area of the job market. Last summer, Governor Charlie Crist announced an historic deal to acquire hundreds of thousands of acres from U.S. Sugar. The land was intended to rejuvenate water flow to help clean and restore the Everglades. Originally, the nearly 300 square miles of land would have cost the state $1.3 billion. Last week, Governor Crist announced a pared-down version of $533 million, a plan to purchase 112 square miles of property immediately, with an option to purchase the remaining acreage later. The new plan is anticipated to maintain 1,700 direct jobs and 10,000 indirect jobs for an additional 10 years. Bottom line, the new agreement saves the state $800 million at closing, provides land specifically needed for restoration projects, and preserves thousands of jobs. Taking into account the current financial environment and the economic needs of impacted communities, the new plan for restoration makes sense. The Florida Medical Association recently released a study on the economic impact of private practice physicians in Florida. Private practice physicians support approximately 450,000 jobs in Florida, 5% of the total workforce. As Florida's population grows and ages, increasing Florida's ratio of physicians to the national average will create an additional 50,000 jobs. Bottom line, this study demonstrates the impact that Florida's private practice physicians have on Florida's economy. As we remake Florida's economy, the medical profession provides the kind of jobs we want more of. I'm sure you've all seen the news coverage of the Bernard Madoff Ponzi scheme as it unravels before us. 2,000 Floridians are estimated to be among Madoff's casualties. Thousands more have been hurt in other recent scams. To prevent Florida investors from future swindles, lawmakers have proposed important legislation this year. Under the legislation, the Office of Financial Regulation will have increased authority to implement emergency suspensions and revocations of licenses for investors and firms who refuse to abide by the law. Under the law, the Attorney General could also investigate securities fraud with the approval of the Office of Financial Regulation. Bottom line, consumer confidence is important, especially when we need investors to stabilize markets. This legislation hopefully provides government the oversight to protect consumers from the type of drastic losses Madoff and other Ponzi scheme victims have suffered.